Yo, what's going on guys? HyperX here. Welcome back to another video for Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. And in this one, I want to give you guys a chance to take a look at some Flaming Espinas gameplay. Massive shout out to Capcom for very kindly giving us a chance to go hands-on with a demo build in which we got to fight nothing but Flaming Espinas. It is also worth noting, because this is a demo build, I did not get to go in with my own armor set. I didn't get my own mix set. I had to use exactly what was given to me. I could of course choose my weapon, hence why I chose the almighty sword and shield, but I was not able to change the armor set. I was not able to change the decorations. I had to go in with what I had. So I will say, before I go any further, I got kind of clapped, alright? This guy hits hard. Admittedly, if you can kind of go in and you've got fully spec'd out gear and you've got the skills you want, maybe it won't be so challenging. But this was definitely a difficult fight, paired with the fact that it also had a 15-minute timer, which of course is typical of these sort of demo builds. It definitely made it pretty tough. I will say, I personally did not get a clear on it. I did get a timeout. I got very close. I got to the point where I think it was basically blue, so it was almost capturable, but also we didn't have traps or tranks, so basically I didn't finish the quest. However, I still got a good chance to experience it. I fought him about 8 times. It was in the opportunity I had to basically go hands-on, and in that I came very close a few times, and I also got a good experience of his different moves, and some of them are pretty spicy. So in this video, I want to give you guys my overall Flaming Espinas impressions and also talk about some of his most noteworthy moves. So if you guys do enjoy this, a like would be super appreciated. Comment down below, let me know what you guys think of the gameplay you've seen so far. Let me know if you fought Flaming Espinas in the past in Frontier, and of course do be sure to keep it locked, because as and when we get to go hands-on with the game itself, with the update itself, we will definitely have more content for you. But anyway, let us begin. Flaming Espinas, again, of course, is coming in Title Update 2, and it is the, more angry version of regular Espinas. The quest itself does begin once again with him asleep, which makes for a fantastic opportunity to get in some free damage, and of course, as a sword and shield user, that is prime Metsu territory, so I can start the fight with a nice crispy KO. Of course, this is in the Forlorn Arena as well, so you have absolutely nowhere to run, which of course does prove quite dangerous later on, but it does also mean we have access to a few other things. The bugs on the walls, we of course have the marionette spider, we have the sleep toad. I will say my marionette spider, half the time I got it wrong, but anyway, that's besides the point. Flaming Espinas is a very cool fight. I said when Sunbreak first came out that Espinas was one of my favourite fights in the game, and that still holds true. I just really like the monster. As somebody that never got to fight it in Frontier, I thought Espinas was a really cool fight, even though underneath all of that it is still a flying wyvern. I just really liked it. And of course, Flaming Espinas just builds on that with some pretty spicy moves. I will say, first things first, one thing that's going to catch a lot of people off guard is the hitbox. I'll say the hitbox on some of these fireballs is not quite how you would think it would be. Often, you know, if you're used to dodging fireballs in the past, like a Rathian throws a fireball at you, you basically roll through it. Other things like that, you kind of get used to the typical hitbox sort of area in which you can roll around fireballs. Flaming Espinas has, like, I kind of want to sort of say it's like a sneaky one where you think you're rolling through, but in actual fact, because it's like a fireball caked with, I don't know, poison and stuff around it, it kind of hits quite wide. So there were so many times where I thought I was out the range of the fireball, I thought I rolled out and I still got hit. So that, first things first, definitely caught me off guard. Also keep in mind, some of the attacks, not only do they of course leave you burning and of course poisoned, they will also leave you with defense down, which paired together with the fact that it is a tough quest, he hits hard, I didn't have my gear, basically was a recipe for getting clapped a lot of the time. So defense down, definitely something you're going to be sort of dealing with on top of the nasty fireballs. He also has another like sweeping head charge move. It's kind of easy to sort of read, but depending on your position, sometimes I did sort of get caught by that. He also has a number of different moves whereby he'll, you know, run one way, turn around, run back, kind of the old sort of back and forth motion. So if you get knocked down by one, you're probably going to get knocked down on the way around. However, the thing you really want to turn your attention to are his big signature. I guess you can kind of liken it to Espinas's or Flaming Espinas's equivalent of a Supernova. If you guys have played Frontier, again, you'll be familiar with this. Whenever you see him doing this, standing still and just charging, standing up on his hind legs, basically with his wings high, you want to get as far away as possible because he will basically turn this into a Supernova. And I will say in the demo, if I got touched by that, I was dead. It doesn't matter if I was full health, that was game, set, and match. However, it doesn't stop there. See, there's a couple of phases for the fight. First, you'll typically see him do this, and then of course he'll stay there with the massive explosion. Later on, he may begin to waddle with it, which is kind of a hilarious animation, but also at the same time, quite scary, because you're having this guy waddling after you, charging what is effectively a supernova, which you're trying to run away from. It's not a good place to be. The worst one, however, is once you've done sufficient damage and you kind of put him into what I would call like Flaming Espinas Phase 2, Following the first Supernova, he will then fly up into the sky, spin around, and fire a second projectile version at your location, meaning you're not only safe when you run away, you then have to pick another direction to run after that. So that's kind of like a proof that you are towards the end of the fight, because he's in then sort of phase 2, you've done enough damage, but it also means he is quite dangerous. Outside of that, it was pretty much just an Espinas as you would sort of know it. Some of the signature moves are some of the sort of recognizable moves. So if you are proficient fighting regular Espinas, you will definitely, for the most part, know what you are doing. But I will say, some of those new moves definitely did catch me off guard. I went in 100% thinking, you know what? This guy's going to be alright, and then I got humbled many, many times. Again, I will say, I do think sometimes it's just the fact that when you play it in the demo and you don't have the setup you want, then you know, you are definitely on a slightly more back foot, but as a proficient hunter, one should be able to hunt with whatever you are given. So I guess I got to go back to the training school. But I will say, it was a pretty cool fight. I really want to see the armor for this guy. I did, of course, like regular Espinas armor, so I'm excited to sort of see what they do with this one, what armor skills it will have, all that good stuff. But for the time being, that is pretty much it. So a little rundown on some of the noteworthy moves I encountered whilst fighting Flaming Espinas, a few sort of things like that, and some of my impressions. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, then a like would be super appreciated. Comment down below, let me know if you have any questions. If you've missed some of our recent videos, you can check out one of these ones, and keep it locked for plenty more.